All right, Chief, I'll start with you on this one, though. On the sports mix, we do it every Friday.
Sweet.
My question's for my guys. If the 49ers shut down the Eagles, would you think differently about the Cowboys' offensive effort last week?
If the 49ers shut down the Eagles, wow. It would be pretty eye-opening. Like if they hold them under 20 points, be like, holy crap, maybe this Niners thing is just really, really clicking, and then you'll get another opportunity to see versus Burrow or Mahomes in the Super Bowl. But yeah, it would make me think differently. I still have strong convictions about the Cowboys doing things offensively that hurt them, even if it wasn't necessarily the Niners doing it. The Cowboys hurt themselves in a couple of ways, and so that won't change. But yeah, it would definitely. It would change my view a little bit if they go out there and shut down this potent Eagles attack.
How about you there, Zachary?
Maybe just a smidgen. I have a lot of respect for what the Niners can do on defense. I think if their secondary doesn't give up any big plays, then certainly that'll make me feel a little bit better about it, because I do feel as though the Cowboys left opportunities on the field last week.
Yeah, me too.
And you have better receivers for Philadelphia. So if the Eagles are unable to get the big plays and that secondary for San Francisco is able to limit them, then I'll feel a little bit better about that aspect of it, that the Cowboys didn't take more deep shots and deep chances vertically.
Yeah, it won't mean, I think even though the Eagles are better in a couple of different spots, it's a similar setup, what the Eagles do and what the Cowboys do well. But, to me, that game was lost not on the field last week, but in the front office. So, I mean, you have to build a full team, and the Eagles do. The Eagles have not left so many spots exposed as the Cowboys did. I think the players and the coaches did about as good as they could do.
I kind of feel like I think that the 49ers, like I said, Dallas just not the inability to throw the ball on them last week. I think there were some plays to be made, and they just didn't get that done. That's a shame. That's the shame about it when you go back and watch some of the things that they could have hit him on and not make it. I just don't think Philadelphia, again, I know San Francisco's my team and the bet pay off, but I don't think the Eagles miss on those plays down the field like Dallas did. So that's but there's some truth about the front office stuff as well. Zach, if Joe Burrow takes down Pat Mahomes, does he jump him as the best quarterback in the AFC?
If he does it for a fourth time in a row, I am on the verge of saying yes. I think that he's going to need to win a Super Bowl, because Mahomes does have one of those, and oftentimes that is how these quarterbacks are critiqued. But for me, yeah. I'm going to say yes. I mean, I'm already kind of teetering with it. I get Mahomes is amazing. I think they're 1-2, but there's something very special about Joe Burrow. And if he's able to go into Burrowhead and beat Patrick Mahomes for a fourth consecutive time with an ankle or no ankle, I think, yeah, man, Burrow's the man.
Gavin?
I couldn't do it on just a win. I think quarterback is something your eye tells you who's the man. And Burrow's certainly getting close, but I mean, it's just such an advantage of what that Bengals defense has been able to do to Mahomes. And I have a hard time, saying, well, you have a much better defense and therefore your quarterback is better. So it will definitely be a step in that direction for me. And I'll just have to see how the two gentlemen play.
Chief.
Yeah, one game sample, and I know technically it's 4-game sample or whatever it is, because you're combining all the games that Burrow would have beaten Mahomes, but it would still, Mahomes is still the better quarterback. There's so many other things that are involved with winning and losing a particular football game, so there's no question to me that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the sport, and Burrow is, at this point, clearly number 2. But I would still say Mahomes is the best.
If 2 of the 4 wins come in playoff games, does that sway you any more or any less?
No, I mean, I can't make a full-on evaluation of one quarterback's better than the other unless it was Mahomes losing the game all 4 times for his team and Burrow clearly winning it for his, then you'd feel differently. But I mean, no one walked away from the Super Bowl when the Eagles beat the Patriots and felt like, man, I would have much rather had Nick Foles tonight. Like, I'm just not doing that on a couple of game sample size. Big picture, we've seen Pat Mahomes the best quarterback in the sport and has been since really the moment he set foot on the field.
Does feel like it's the next Brady and Manning, and what tilted it was Brady kept beating Manning in the playoffs. And if Burrow keeps beating Mahomes, I think Burrow would be the Brady.
That's a good point. Gavin.
Yeah.
Are the Cowboys going to regret moving on from Kellen Moore if they do? That kind of the careful what you wish for thing.
I think that's possible. By the way, I would take Peyton Manning over Tom Brady if both were coming out right now. Okay. So I wanted to get the final word on that. Screw you, Wolchuk.
Hell yeah.
I'll take Brady. That's fine.
But no, I don't think you will. You know, earlier in the show, I was making a point about Kellen Moore neglecting the run game, and then Wolchuk made a point about him neglecting the routes. And it's like, man, maybe they've been putting up these numbers in spite of him. You know, like seriously, it is a super flawed coordinator situation that we have. And if you regret it, it would only be because you accidentally hired the worst possible candidate.
Chief, are the Cowboys going to regret moving on from Kellen Moore if they do so? Like kind of the careful what you wish for thoughts.
Well, I would say if they hire in-house, which seems to be the most likely thing based on everything we've heard to this point, then yes, I would say that is going to end up being a regression.
Yeah, if they hire Schottenheimer, they'll regret it. Because I don't think Schottenheimer is a very good coordinator.
Or Nussmeier, right? I mean, anybody in-house, right? Wolchuk, wouldn't you feel the same basically about any one of these guys?
Yeah, I don't really want him to make an in-house hire. I guess there's a little bit more unknown about Nussmeier. Like maybe Nussmeier can do something different. I don't know. But we know what Schottenheimer is, and that guy doesn't have a very good track record of being an OC. I think that's very wishful thinking that he'd be able to come in and kind of mask a lot of deficiencies. But I think overall, if they go ahead and do their due diligence and actually go outside the building like they did with Dan Quinn and interview some good candidates, like maybe a Deuce Staley, a Joe Brady, you know, whether it's the 49ers guy, Zach Robinson with the Rams, then no, I don't think they'd regret it. I think it's time to move on.
You know, I kind of wonder if you're a situation, what do we think about when Dan Quinn got hired? We thought about Atlanta defense not being very good, right? Mm-hmm. Then we start comparing like, oh, well, Mike Nolan and this, that. And, you know, I think we kind of had some negative things about
I didn't like it.
What Dan Quinn was going to do.
I didn't expect him to evolve the way he did. And it's obvious that he's completely changed things. He's one of the few coaches I think that has looked in the mirror and completely reimagined the way he views his side of the ball. And I don't expect Schottenheimer or Nussmeier or anybody to be like that. I could be fooled, and I'd be happy to be fooled again. I have no problem. I'm thankful that I can say that I was wrong about Dan Quinn because he's been a godsend, but I wouldn't expect Schottenheimer to be the same.
I'm all about trying to change the coordinator, see if you can fix the quarterback. That's my mission.
Agreed.
I'm willing to take a hit.
Worth the risk.
I'm willing to take a hit if it gets me the evaluation of the quarterback. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you answering those questions.